Indigenous peoples have long served in the United States military despite their long history of oppression and marginalization. In recent years, Indigenous people have made significant strides in gaining more recognition and representation in the military. The U.S. military has a long history of recruiting Indigenous people, and as early as the 18th century Indigenous people were serving in the U.S. military. Indigenous people were often used as scouts and translators, and some of them even rose to the rank of officers. Over the past 2 centuries, Indigenous people have been actively recruited by the military, including during World War II when the Navajo code talkers were used to transmit secure messages in their native language. In recent years, Indigenous people have been actively recruited to serve in the military, and Indigenous people now make up about 1% of all active duty personnel. Despite the presence of Indigenous people in the military, they have historically faced discrimination and unequal treatment. Indigenous people have not been given the same opportunities as other service members, and they have faced racism and prejudice. In addition, Indigenous people have historically been underrepresented in the higher ranks of the military. In recent years, however, there has been a shift in the representation of Indigenous people in the military. In 2017, the U.S. Department of Defense issued a directive to increase the recruitment of Native Americans into the military. The directive also called for the establishment of cultural competency training to better educate service members on Indigenous cultures, as well as for the implementation of a policy that recognizes tribal nations as sovereign entities. In addition, several Indigenous-focused initiatives have been created to provide support and resources to Indigenous service members. These initiatives include the Native American Veterans Association, the Native American Veterans Memorial, and the National Native American Veterans Memorial. Indigenous people have also gained more recognition and representation in the higher ranks of the military. In 2017, the first Indigenous general in the U.S. military, Major General Michael T. McGuire, was appointed to serve as the Deputy Chief of Staff for the United States Army. The military has also made efforts to recognize and honor Indigenous veterans for their service. In 2017, the U.S. Department of Defense recognized the National Native American Veterans Memorial, which is a memorial to honor Indigenous veterans. The memorial was dedicated in 2018 and is located in Washington, D.C. Overall, Indigenous people have made significant strides in gaining more recognition and representation in the military in recent years. Although there is still progress to be made, the military has taken steps to increase the recruitment of Indigenous people and to recognize them for their service.